G'day guys, Westy here. I just wanted to give you a bit of a rundown on what's going on with my setup. So I'm running DCS, as you can see in the background there. So I'm just going to be running a free flight, hot off the tarmac, running, everything's up and running. No enemies, no drama. So I've just fixed my rudder controls, but for some reason they just keep moving around too much, so so yeah, I had problems with my rudder controls. But anyway, so I've got a Tobii Eye tracker which is attached to the bottom of my screen. So I've modified that because before they've got like some sticky tape or something that holds it together, and when it got hot in the summer it's let go. So now I've just got them set up with magnets, and it just clips up there nicely, so that's cool. And I've got Hotus X52 joystick, and I'm in the process of building a genuine helicopter joystick, so proper controls and collective as well. I'm doing the cyclic at the moment. I've just 3D printed most of the parts. So yeah, so I just wanted to so I've got this set up so that this on the throttle controller for the X52, I've got it set up so that this button here, the one off your thumb, I've got that set up so when I press that, that turns on my my head tracking stuff. So now I can look around, as you can see, left to right, up, down. This button here, I've got set up to center it. So if I'm over here, it'll center it. So you can, if you get a bit skew with, you can reorientate yourself so you're back on track again. And I've got this button so you can turn it off again, and it automatically centers. But of course you do need to so reset that, and you can look down. So yeah, so I've had, I don't know, some sort of Windows update or something, and it's upset the whole system. I had problems with my eye tracking. And as far as the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, I don't generally use the eye tracking part. I've got focus set up, zoom in and zoom out set up on this little thing here, which I just pull up to zoom out and so forth. So I'll just liven the screen, click in here, and I should be able to, yeah, there you go. So if you want to look at your gauges and all that sort of stuff, you can. So let's go do a bit of flying. I just want to go through some of the stuff that I've figured out with DCS. I've sorted some pretty cool settings for my cyclic and collective and stuff, so it's nice and smooth. And yeah, so let's roll. So as you can see, I've got my tracking on. If I press that button down there,
this mission starts with your aircraft ready for takeoff. You may fly the planned route or just explore the area. There are no threats.
So I can just jump check my controls, make sure everything's working. Left and right rudder and cyclic collective. So we'll just get it up in the air. I mean, this thing here, it's tail heavy, so you take off, and as soon as you try to take off, it tries to go forwards. So you need to actually get a bit of back collective to, otherwise you just keep wallowing forwards. So, so I'm just going to turn around slowly here. Get out of the way of that plane that's coming on the runway. We'll just cruise over here. So what I've found is quite interesting. Is when you put in right tail rudder, I'll leave the controls pretty close to neutral. I'll just apply right tail rudder, and you watch what happens to the helicopter. It wallows over, completely wallows over in the opposite direction. So I'll pull right, see how it wallows to the left, and the same with when you try to go left, it wallows over to the right. So what you've got to do to get a smooth transition is, as you apply right, you pull the collective over to counter the torque, or the offsetting of the, it's almost like a gyroscopic effect. So when you pull left, you should be applying a bit of counter left to stop it from rolling over to the opposite direction. So you can keep it level by just controlling how much cyclic you're putting in. So if I go, so you can do quite a smooth turn, but obviously when you pull in, turn better. So yeah, so anyway, so that was something very interesting. So I'm just going to center this now by pressing the center button. Get a bit more comfortable. So they're pretty responsive, these helicopters. They're pretty good. And as you spend a lot more time, you notice my eyes are tracking in the direction I want to go too. So it's a bit like riding a motorcycle. You don't look at your gauges all day. Of course you've got to know what's going on, but your primary focus is to try and keep an idea of what's going on around you. Not that I'm a helicopter pilot, of course, but yeah. But yeah, no. So I just so even when I'm applying the left rudder, but it's pretty good view from up here. So we'll do a couple of landings just to demonstrate the landing process. So there's a few ways you can come in. Like I'll come in reasonably hot. So you're trying to bleed off speed. So I'm doing about 50 knots now, so I'm just going to wiggle the tail around a bit. Just to bleed off the last bit of speed. So you see my little bits of cyclic. I'm putting a lot of little inputs in to maintain control, and then a quick glance at the bubble to get your orientations. Make sure the black's level and not over, otherwise you'll land in a heap on the ground. So as I come in, the tail sits down, so I'm already touching the tail pretty much, and now I've just got to nurse the front in without letting the helicopter go over from side to side. So and then same with as I pull up, I'm pulling back on the collective to so I don't actually start moving forward, because they do try and go forward. So I just pull back and up at the same time. And it takes a lot of concentration. So I'm just trying to focus on the ground a little bit at the same time. And you can see the little bits of collective I'm putting in, just very, very minute. amounts I've collected at the same time. Okay, so let's go and land back over in the airport. I know this is pretty boring for most, but it is about learning how to control the machine and what it does, you know. So if you know that it's going to, so that you know what inputs to put in at what time. So this airport over to our left over here, just over here. Coming along the runway quite a way off, kind of beaming in on an angle, so I'll try and line up so we don't go across it. So I'm just going to do a bit of a turn to head back that way, and I'll get down further enough so that I can got enough time to turn around. These things can turn on a dime now, it's great. So we're just going to line up for the runway. We're actually really, really high. And we're going slow. Pretty much auto-rotating in. So actually I'm just using a little bit of collector on. Zoom in a little bit so you can see. So we're doing 50 knots, so we're actually pretty much we're well into transitional flight. So I can get down a little bit lower. So we're pretty much cruising at transitional flight, and I could just land here if I wanted to, but we're just gonna nose off the runway, head over here, and I'm just cruising behind these planes over here. Up and land up here where we started. So we're just going to pull in here, in between this jet. We're just going to get into the 2 o'clock there. We're going to land in this port here. There we go. This is actually a lot harder than it looks, to be honest. So you just got to get fuel the control and just fly it down. Don't just dump it. Just quick glance at the bubble. Put the brakes on. The handbrake's on because you see I'm moving my rudder controls, but they're not actually doing anything. So if I try to move forward, I don't know. Yeah, no, the brakes are on. So oh no, it doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, so we're here. So we'll go with that. Lost my focus for a second, so we'll just cruise up here. Let's get up over that tent. And we'll just pull in here. Same thing here. You do get that opposite effect. So when you try to turn, it tries to wallow over. It's in slow motion, but it does do the same thing. So, okay. So that's us. We're on the ground. And there's some helicopter there. Right,